Welcome, everybody, and welcome
to Praise Tracks.
welcome to Praise Tracks and the home of the joyful sound. So it is great to be with you today, and good day to you, Anthony. Anthony from Australia. It's so good to see you, and I know that there's so much going on.
Praise Tracks.
It's great. It's a lot of fun.
Joyful sound.
Yeah, there's so much going on, and I know that this is going to be kind of focusing on Unify, and so John Skippy Limcool, the developer and creator of Unify, he usually has a live stream on Saturdays. And so there's a lot of stuff going on. So I thought I would come and just spend some time with you today and just kind of go over some of my experiences with Unify, and just to kind of be able to answer some questions, hopefully, while we're live. And this is, okay, just just take my breath here. So this is Simeon Ambergy with PraiseTracks.com. And if it's your first time here, we just have a lot of fun sharing and exploring virtual instruments. And as soon as I find out new instruments or libraries, I always try to jump on and share them with you. So let's just get some of the basics about what Unify is. And I'm going to just take you through some of this. So, you know, those of you that are familiar with, let's see, let's try to, yeah, there we go. So Unify is a plugin, it's a host, it's an effect, it's a virtual instrument library, it's a sound management, program. It is like if MacGyver if MacGyver was a musician, this would be his Swiss Army knife. That's just really the only way that I can explain it to you, because it has so many capabilities, and I'm just getting just into some of the, I am just like barely at the tip of the iceberg. And when you're able to watch some of John's live streams and go back and look at some of the past ones, and I'll have links in the description for his channel and more information about Unify. It blows me away. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to just go ahead and just pull up the what's called the basic library. And Unify comes with so many free sounds and libraries on its own, and it is just amazing. But this is just something I John had something that he made, but I just kind of reverse engineered it, and
Welcome to Praise Tracks.
yeah, it just is so much fun. So this is the Unify layer, and it just has like it's like a vocoder. So I have my audio file here, and so welcome to Praise Tracks is on one WAV file, and it's feeding into this vocoder, and then this other, the home of the joyful sound. I mean, you just look at this. You just look at this, and it's just so amazing. It's just like a patch bay, and it's so customizable. But what we'll do, thanks guys. It's going to be kind of crazy and free today, but we're going to have some fun. So I'm running it as a VST3 inside of Cakewalk by BandLab. And the thing to remember is when you're using your own VSTs, it's best at this time to stick with VST2s in Unify. And so I'll go in here, and this is the plugins. So this is all of my plugin libraries. You can tell it where to look for all of your plugins and libraries, and it'll scan them. And there is a really cool way of adding your new ones. So if you have a new plugin, all you have to do is browse let's see, we can browse to the VST folder, and I keep all my VSTs in like the 64-bit VSTs. I always have them right here. So you can just find out where they installed them, and you can just basically drag and drop it onto the plugin page, and it will load it up without having to rescan everything. And I think that's a great feature. So, but it just pulls in all of your plugins and makes them available. But what we're going to do, I'm just going to show you first of all what's in the basic library. So I'm going to reset this browser. We're going to drop this down, and we're just going to go to where is it here? Okay, the standard library. Yeah, Unify standard library. And so look at this. You've got all of these different patches and plugins. Yeah. Now this is yeah, we're going to get into some of that about the multis. That's what really has opened up some crazy doors. So like just like, okay, so here's John. So I'm going to just click on that, and as soon as you click on a patch, it loads it in. So okay, let's see what we did. Okay, so I just made a Unify layer. So I'm going to initialize this, and now let's go back and browse, and we're going to reset these. And Unify standard library, and I'm just going to look. Now this is what John created initially for this, so it's welcome to Unify. So that's John's original patch, but you have bases, and you can choose categories, just different categories here. I want to see. There's some different things going on. I want to make sure that you can hear everything. La da 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 da. Yeah. Okay. So basses, and you can drop down to the categories. Bass splits. So you have like a deep bass here. John used to work for Korg. He helped to design a lot of the patches and that type of thing for Korg products many years ago, and it's just really amazing. Oh yeah, it is yeah, it's like a combinator. It is a whole lot of different things. But one of the things that I love is to be able to create these layers, and I'm going to just do some more from this from the standard library, just to kind of give you some idea of what's in here. Now all of these are included in that standard edition, so it gives you just a huge amount of sounds and material. There is so much in here, and you can see I've kind of created some things when I was doing Araya. I did some okay, let's see here. Yeah, we got a nice little panic button here if we've got any stuck notes and that type of thing. Oh man, let's see. Okay, so let me just really show you what what I really like doing with this. So I'm going to initialize this, and I've got BBCSO and Abbey Road, and they've just come out with like the Discoverstation, and this just is incredible because it allows you to use all of these patches, because the Spitfire applications, okay, So the Spitfire applications, they are monotembral. That means that you can only load up one and play only one instrument at a time. So the power in Unify is that I can load up just an instance of one of these Discover patches here, and it will, okay, I'm going to go full strings long. And what it does, it actually loads 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instances of the BBC Symphony Orchestra, the Discover, and it splits them so you can have them all across the keyboard. And if you get the Discoverstation, if you have Core, if you have BBCSO Core, they also include the same presets in the CoreStation as well. So we'll just go to the strings, and yeah, the longs, and it just sets them up. Okay, so I've got some favorites. Okay, strings, and let's just reset this, and let's go back to Discoverstation, CoreStation, CoreStation. There we go. Yeah. So let's go to the strings. Well, I've got full orchestra long. Let's load that up. You know, I get so excited about everything, and there's so many things going on. It's just amazing. So this is the full orchestra here. And here you have the string ensemble, and it's its own Unify layer. It's in its own Unify layer. So the string ensemble is has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different string sections loaded in this layer, and it is a Unify living within a Unify. So that's what just blows your mind. And I'm using BBCSO Core with this, but they have Discovery and Core. And that's a lot of fun. It just expands on what you can do with your instruments. Okay, and this is I've been using it a lot. I've been using it a lot lately when I'm just kind of arranging things, because I love having the ability to take these sounds and play them across the keyboard. So this is still in using 3 instances. 2 instances of BBC Discover, and then they've got the string ensemble, which has got 5 instances of BBCSO in here, and this is called the Pure and Soft Ensemble. And then what you've got, all of your I just love the way that sounds. Yeah, that's the thing with the CoreStation and Discoverstation. I can't imagine all of the work that they've done to set up all of these presets. Um, all of these presets are amazing, and you see these little zones here. These are keyboard splits, and you can actually scale those. Um, you can actually scale those, kind of crossfading those. And I don't know of any other instrument or plug-in host that can do that. That can, just you can control the shape of how those key splits crossfade. Okay, so what if I wanted to put a felt piano in here? I'm just kind of thinking off the cuff. So all I have to do is go in and create a new empty instrument layer. Let's see, add an instrument. I'm going to just create an empty instrument layer. I'm going to go in and do the sine wave, swap all instruments, and I'm going to go to Spitfire, and I'm going to just go to the, let's just go to the originals felt piano. And here we go. So I'm going to solo this. Yeah, it is just, well, it's just basically it's a supercharged, to me, it's like a supercharged plugin where you can actually create all of these different, okay, here we go. I'm just going to bring this down a little bit. It's like a supplement for a template, and I think you can actually, well, the best thing that you can do is, because you don't have to have, just to have a string ensemble, let's see, like with this, let's see, Leah. So, because BBC, the BBC plugins, and really Spitfire plugins in general, are monotimbral. And so you just have, like, the woodwinds are just sitting there by themselves. And then, like with the, you have the brass here. So you can just layer and stack these. And okay, so like, let's take an instance with the string ensemble. I'm going to solo that. So when we pull this up, this string ensemble literally has 5 BBCSO plugins using, it's using 5 plugins, but I can play all of the sounds across the keyboard. And all the controls are mapped together because you have the modulation and all of the expression. Everything is mapped throughout the plugin. So if you're doing the mod on one, it will pass it on to all the other. So it basically just lets you just have just full ensembles and layers. Yeah, you can create a multi and just use one track or one instance in your template. But I have, like, the felt piano here, and I can just layer that. I'm just really a hands-on when it comes to, just kind of coming up with ideas. And so if I wanted to save that, I could go to save, and I can give it a new name, so I can say Pure and Soft Ensemble with felt piano, and save it all in my own library, which is really cool. Okay, so let me just show you, let's see what we can do here. And thanks again. This is just really a discovery. Yeah, it's just you know, really a discovery for me. The more that you dig into it, the more that you find. Okay, so let's see something. I'm going to reset this, and I'm going to go to one of the fun things. Let's go back to CoreStation, and they have these. Okay, let's see. Okay, so they have these phrases. They have these really cool phrases, and it's kind of like what you might call meta orchestration. So here we go. It kind of reminds me of how Sonia Score does with the orchestra, and it's just really a lot of fun. Definitely for live performance, for sure. I'm going to see something here. I'm just going to adjust some levels here. Yeah, so you see this, it's just amazing what they have here. So they have they have all of these crazy things going on. So let's see, trickster strings. Yeah, so these are kind of like some pre-programmed, pre-orchestrated phrases. And they're basically like MIDI files you can transpose, and yeah, and so this is a split. Yeah, the workflow is really fun. Okay. It's called so what's going on here is that I have like the pattern going on down here. And then you can solo up above it. Okay, so Ronald, you mentioned Abbey Road, and this is one of the things that I did with that. I created my own like long ensembles, and so I can just click on that, and it'll load my. Okay, that's the individual patches here. Okay. User library. There we go. I put it in my user library, and so I was able to put the full string section. Because Abbey Road 1 only lets you really have like high strings and low strings, and so right here you have the high strings, and it only goes, and it stops here, and then the low strings go on down. But what I can do is overlap the two of them, so when one ends, the other picks them up. And this is another thing that I just did. So I have the film selections, the film scoring selections that, let's see. Okay, the low strings. So what I can do, I can just add this right to this existing, so I'm going to load this right into the current layer. I'm going to layer this right here. So now I've got the legendary low strings. I've got them now taking care of the low end and doubling up with the low strings. So here we go. And let me mute the, let me just mute the low strings here so you can hear the legendary low strings. And I also have the sparkling woodwinds, so I can add the sparkling woodwinds to this layer. And there's a way that Alt click and it'll add it on. So now I've got the sparkling woodwinds. You hear the Glock? Now listen to this with all the layers enabled. And I can turn the glockenspiel off by going to the overlay, and we can turn that all the way off there. And now we can just have the woodwinds up at the top. But we're not done. I'm going to see what we can do here. I'm going to go back to my user presets. It's great. Yeah, it's once you start getting into it, it's just it's incredible. Okay, so what I want to do, I don't have a user preset here, so I'm going to insert a new layer. I'm going to add an empty instrument layer. I mean, it's really like the best $79 for this tool. With all that you get with Unify, with the basics, it's amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and add another instance of Abbey Road 1, because we don't have any, we've got the orchestra, we've got strings, but we don't have horns. I'm going to add the horns. So all I've got to do is open this up. Now see, you would have to do this in multiple tracks, and so I'm doing this all self-contained in one plugin, creating like this massive layer here. And so now I've got the French horns here. I'll solo this out. 1, 2. So that's those incredible French horns. Hey. So, am I echoing? It might be the room. It might be the. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, just making sure everything's sounding okay. check. Now I'm going to go ahead and load this up. You know, Ronald, just keep the questions coming, because that's what makes it fun. Yeah, we're just really scratching the surface. I'm going to just pump up those low strings a little bit more so you can just hear. Yeah, it's incredible. You know, well, what it does not purge. That is one of the things that that you do with because this is all loaded up. This is all, I just loaded all of these up, but I can go in and delete those and save them as an individual layer and can load those up together. So I'm going to initialize this, and so the full ensemble that I had loaded, it has 2 of these instances, and that's what I've been doing myself. I've been going in and just deleting the unused layers and saving them as a brand new layer, so it will just load along. So that's what I did here. Let's see. So with this here, that's what I did. So let me show you what I did. And this is what John and his team have done with Discover and Discoverstation and CoreStation. So I've got like a string, high strings, long and loose. And so when we go and click on this, you'll notice that I just have the one articulation loaded. And so it's the long articulation, and then I did some tweaks on the tightness and the release, and then I saved it as my own preset. So I just kind of named it string STR just to put it in the right category, high strings, and then I just said it was long, and then a little loose because the tightness was just kind of dialed down a little bit. So this is just the high strings. Now I have the low legato here. Now watch what I did here. So I went ahead and went into here, and like what you said, I took away all of the articulations that I didn't think I would use for this layer. And so now what I can do, so this is the low. That's the low legato, the legendary low strings legato. And then I can just go ahead and put the high strings, I can load them into this layer. So I'm going to add this. So now we've got low strings. And so you can see it loaded only the articulation that I had saved previously in that layer. So it's amazing. Oh, man. We are not at home. Well, yeah, yeah. So, okay, we're talking about, yeah, all the videos are free on Plugin Guru's site. It's a wealth. it is just such a wealth of information. Absolutely. I would absolutely recommend just spending some time and going through what they're doing. So I'm going to go back to the standard library. Well, let's just do some Cloud City. Cloud City is a library that just came out. Yeah, and you gotta be careful, like with loading the articulations, just having articulations sitting there taking up memory and that type of thing. You want to make sure you just work on just making it as nice and as streamlined as possible. Okay, so you got, wow. Okay, so I'm just going to look at some of these. John sampled a lot of these himself. Oh man. Yeah, so some drum loops and let's see. And then we can just load this into another layer. And there's, okay, so that's what happens. Okay, so we don't want to load all those effects. There's just so much going on. The bells and oh my gosh. Yeah, sometimes I've seen it, and it depends on the voice counts and stuff with a lot of the Spitfire libraries, like the voice count, and you've got to really dial in like your buffers and that type of thing. Yeah, he's just got some crazy. Yeah. And so let's just lay a pad, like a BPM pad here, and let's load this into a new layer. So you can take all of these resources he's given and just really. So I like the splits that he's done. Yeah, so look at that. So these are all sorts of different MIDI file playback going into their built-in sampler. It includes like a lot of these really free synthesizers and things. Let's just check it out. Okay, let's try something here. So I'm gonna make that a favorite. So you just click that little heart and make it a favorite. So okay. Aha. I think playlist writers give me a hard time. Hey. Yeah, I'm just, what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna bypass it. Let's just bypass it, and maybe that'll help us. Because that's the other thing too. Unify, when they make a patch, they have it optimized. So that's a really, really cool. Okay. So this is the other thing that I like doing is I had originally saved. Let's see. I'm going to go to my user library, and let's see what I did here. Okay. Yeah, so I have sometimes issues with wanting to be able to control effects. And so here, let's see what we've got going on here. Okay. Okay. Well, let's replace that instrument. Let's do like Lounge Lizard or Piano Tech. I'm gonna trying to find like a Rhodes. Let's do like a Rhodes. I don't know if I even have. Okay, so let me just show you. Let's just see what we can do. So, okay. Okay. So I don't have Lounge Lizard or Chromophone loaded, I don't think. Yeah. So I added those afterwards, but let me show you how easy it is to find these. So I'm going to go back to VST, and I'm going to just do a search for Lounge Lizard just to make sure I have that in here. There we go. Okay, so there's the Lounge Lizard VST. I'm going to drop it right in here, and there it goes. And I'm going to go back and drop Chromophone in there as well. So we just got to find it. Yeah, there it is, Chromophone 3. And we're just going to drop it in there. And you see how fast that put it right there. So now I'm going to close this. Now I'm going to put that in there. Yeah. Let's see, swap instruments, applied. Yeah, see? Applied acoustic systems, and they show up right there. Very, very cool. Yeah, so this is Lounge Lizard. And here I have Portal. I have Portal pulled up. As an effect. And that just makes it so easy to plug in audio effects and be able to kind of map and control things, because I have like the controllers, the MIDI controllers. Let's see. So the macros. Okay, controller 18 and 19. Okay, so I can go back here and just have control over these macros, and you can just assign the MIDI controls here, and wow. So the link parameters is what we're looking for. So controller 19. Let me see which one is not doing this. So up and down and left and right. Okay, so it's the left and right that's not doing it. So it's controller 18. So I'm going to go into link parameters, and I'm going to find that plugin here, instrument 1, and let's see, the effect here is Portal, and I want to go with the x-axis. Where is that? Okay, so macro 2, and you can assign that. Let's see what it did. Yeah, so now see, I've assigned those macros to Portal, and I can use my XY controller. And this is just, I love having that hands-on control. And you can see how that XY controller now can control. Because a lot of effects do not have native MIDI learn in there. And the same thing I did with the Leslie, with the mod wheel. I've got this linked to parameter 1. Now this is an audio effect, so that's why. Okay, I've got the mod wheel behind me. That was one of the reasons why I really wanted to look into Unify more, because within Cakewalk, it's sometimes difficult to MIDI learn audio effects. And so I can just put my virtual instrument in and, whatever I wanted to do, and then load up whatever effect and just map these parameters. That is just another depth with these linked parameters here. You can go in and go to instrument 1, to the effects and the Leslie, and look at all of these. You can map all of these to any controller and just have that hands-on. Yeah, it's just really a lot of fun. And I've got that Leslie. And I can have a string. I don't think I have any of those Galaxy pianos, man, but that's one thing I'm going to look for. So you can do a search for pad, and here we go. And let's see, let's just, I'm going to add a pad. And I'm just going to add this to this existing patch. Just the ease of being able to just take things and just stack it together is really cool. Okay, I just want to see if I can do some more, show you some more of these, the CoreStation. And you can actually, if you have Discoverstation now, well, if you have BBCSO Discover, they have some free patches that you can get in there. Okay, let's see. I like that. Okay, so I'm going to see. Okay, so they have something like, let's see, Williams. I'm going to say, okay, yeah. So it says sound like John Williams. So this is fun. So this is like some pre-orchestrated types of things. And it might take a little while because this is going to load up a bunch of instances of of Core. So yeah, so look at this. You've got, look at all of that going on. Okay, so this combo box here, it's just incredible. So you've got the MIDI input coming in, and then you have all of this stuff happening with all these. Okay, so here we go. Let's just take a listen to what this is going to sound like. It's like what I call, and I think Shane, one of the developers of Unify, calls it meta orchestration, because you have all of this stuff going on, and So you've got the snare cadence, and you can drop that into any other layer that you have. And one other thing, they have sound like Goldsmith. Jeff Stradling, the one of the partners that helped develop a lot of these presets, he actually is the music director for the Golden Globes, and he's the one that's kind of created a lot of these orchestrations. And speaking of live playing, I actually took Unify with me to an event, and because it's really efficient, especially like I had an old MacBook Pro, this MacBook Pro, and I took Unify and was able to load like Noir and some of the Kontakt engines, and able to have it just kind of locked and loaded right there. Yeah, I'm just trying to catch up too on all these. Yeah, it's very CPU efficient. I mean, you can use the effects and different things, and you can go as far as your computer and on audio interface can handle it. That's what the limits are pretty. You know, it's only limited to what your imagination and your computer can handle. That's just a really amazing. So this sounds like Mozart. These are like some BPM orchestra fun patterns and things. And then we're just discovering, it's just like any tool. You can, the tool, a tool can be in the hands of different people, and they'll do different things with it. And so, but what I love about the Unify structure is that it can adapt to your workflow. So however you want to use it, it's a great thing to have. It's not a replacement for a DAW. It's not a replacement for a library, but it can enhance the workflow. It can enhance the workflow. Okay, I want some strings on the top of there, so I want to be able to play a melody here. So let's go to Abbey Road 1, and I'm going to load up the strings, the high strings, and I'm just going to add this to this current patch. So now I have this Abbey Road 1 loaded up here. So now when I play this, so you can just mix and match things, and they're always coming out with the community is just so great with some of the things you can do. Okay, this is BPM Brass. This is called Modern City Life, and this is using the CoreStation. One of the things that you can do. Let's just take a look at this. So this is using MIDI box to play these patterns, and so this is using a 4-bar MIDI pattern. See, you've got a 4-bar MIDI pattern, and that's what's actually using to play back the pattern. They're working on some ways that you can customize these, but you can literally create your own MIDI patterns and drop them into the MIDI box. So let's just see what this one is. So this is rhythm 2. And so we can let's just drop this one in and we'll select that one. Rhythm 1 brass sustain. And so now, so it will take it, it'll play back these MIDI performances really. And most of them are just like single notes and they transpose them as you're playing the chords. Okay, running free. Let's just look at that. Yeah, you're holding, there's so much going on. So I'm going to do something here. Let's see, Copeland. This is one that I thought was really nice. Now, you've got 1, 2, 3. You've got like an FM synth, and you have BBC Discover, and this is just so packed full of stuff. So, wow. Velocity switch down here. Yeah. It's just, it's really something else. I think the thing that, yeah, and I'm just trying to catch up on the, lots of good things going on. Man, thanks for, this is like one of those just under the hood types of videos where we're just kind of just going through and just seeing what's possible. Okay. Instrument with effects. I'm going to just reset. And this is what's so cool, because he's given you some ways that you can do searches and favorite these things. Yeah, you can see I've got a lot of stuff favored here. Okay. Yeah, let me just see something else here. Okay, so I've got full orchestra long, full ensemble performance. Let's load that up and see. This is what is so cool, because, like I said, my workflow, I love having things kind of laid out across the keyboard, which really helps me. It's absolutely worth it. And, okay, let's see what I've got here. Ooh, let's see what we've got here. I even forgot what I did. Okay, yeah. Okay, so this is Array of Light. This is Array of Light, and it has the sustains, the high and low sustains, where I can play them both at the same time as a full ensemble. again, let me just show you how easy this is. I'm going to go to CoreStation, and let's go to CoreStation Instruments, because this will just kind of let me look at the individual instruments. And I'm going to go to horns, brass, and let's load some French horns. Horns and long. And we're going to load this right into this layer here. So you can have array and any Kontakt libraries that you have, and just stack them right on there. Yeah, you can have Unifys within Unifys. It's just like those crazy. You know, you can record it in a MIDI track. You can record these like if it's a string performance, normally, yeah. And I can see where that would be an issue, especially how your workflow is. It's just really nice. Now this is Array Lite, and I did a separate review on that as well. Man, okay, got that Sense and Sensibility soundtrack going on here. I'm just gonna go back to my user library, and let me see what I've got. Yeah. See, I've got the orchestra 2 complete. And I actually had some things going on where I could load multiple instances of, okay, and yeah. Oh my goodness. It's just amazing to me. So just being able to patch things and you have to, of course, you have to own the libraries that come with, the bonus things like the Discoverstation and CoreStation. But let's see if we can just do some pianos from the standard library. And here's just a really nice. It comes with a really nice, let me see. And I think this actually might have come from Piano Book. So they bring you a lot of nice, like pianos and things already. This is included in the standard library. There's so much that's included in the standard library that it's really, really a lot of fun. Okay, so let's see what this is. Yeah, it's a good tool. It's a good tool to pull these things together, like the ensembles and that type of thing. Okay, man. And I know there's so much that I've not covered, but I hope that it's kind of given you some. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's the way it would be. when you're playing like the ensembles, you can kind of go in and play it. And a lot of times what I'll do is that I'll play those things out, and then I'll drop in my individual tracks and go over and play the lines on top. It'd be fun to maybe have a time when we can just create something fresh. I think it's a lot of inspirational things for me, going through some stuff. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, just kind of going through. Nice things. Nice piano pads and lots of fun things. Roads, and this is all in the standard library. So let's pull up one more and just great discussion, and yeah. Okay, I'm going to see. It's great. This is great discussion, guys. And I'm just going to load up the Abbey Road one, full ensembles. Now this is Abbey Road 1, high and low strings together. Yeah, the onboard library for Unify is great. So this is Simeon from PraiseTracks.com, and this has been a very wonderful time. Glad to be able to spend it with you. And I hope it just has kind of got you thinking some more about Unify, and you know, it just depends on like what we've just heard in the discussion about the workflow. And it's just whatever works, whatever you find can work. Is really, you just have to just be open to some new things. And yeah, I'm just really yeah. So I want to thank you all for all the support, and you know, a lot of it. A lot of you been, like the last live stream, talking about your hearing and different things, and you know what, I thank you for all your thoughts and prayers, and I know they've been working and things have been getting better, and I want to thank you for just all that support. It really just means a lot, and like I said at the beginning, I just want to be able to share things that I find helpful, and hope that you find them helpful, whatever you maybe it's something that you never thought about before. Yeah. It's great. It's great to have you guys out there just kind of helping each other and helping me to discover some things as well. So I really appreciate it. So until next time, this is Simeon, and I pray you have a great day, great weekend, and we'll see you on the next live stream or the next video. And if you have any other questions about Unify, or just leave them in the comments below, and all the links again are going to be in the description below. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you again real soon.